Hello, CD again with Truth Matters. Thanks for joining us once again. Continuing in our basic overview of Truth Matters and what Truth Matters is all about. In the words of John Wesley, the evangelist, it is plain truth to plain people, as opposed to, say, Tarski's theory of truth, which I'm not real sure Tarski even understood his theory of truth, although he did say it wasn't very practical. John Wesley said there were four basic criterions for discerning truth and from falsehood, and that was scripture, tradition, reason, and experience. We've talked a bit about scripture, Holy Writ, as Wesley referred to it. And some people don't believe there is such a thing, but oh well. Then there is tradition. I say that science is a tradition. And now we've come to reason. We're thinking about reason. John Wesley, an Oxford Don, teacher of logic, 7 languages, he did know a thing or two about reason. Right now, reason is being elevated, venerated as an object of worship. There are stadiums being filled in Chicago and around the country featuring the likes of Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins. They are entitled A Celebration of Reason and Science. They are inherently atheistic, an age-old idea that as reason and science go up, religion, superstition goes down. This, I maintain, is not a new idea or way of thinking at all. So right now, reason and science are trumped as the end-all. I say science is simply the culmination of reason. And I very much believe science and reason should definitely be celebrated, worshipped, but at the expense of religion, of scripture and tradition. Well, Martin Luther, the Reformer, said that reason is the servant of sin. Now, we recoil when we hear the word sin. Oh my goodness, he's preaching or something. But this is very, very simple, very easy. Some of the most evil people throughout history were some of the most highly educated. You can't simply say, well, they just need education. The Nazis, the Holocaust, Bin Laden and company, an engineer, highly educated, trained, professional people. Here's a thought. Reason can kill you. I don't think I'm the only person out there who overthinks things. Jean Buridan, a French philosopher, told about a donkey that perished because it stalled midway between 2 haystacks and it starved to death when an impulse for one haystack or the other decision would have solved the problem. I plead guilty to overthinking more often than not. G.K. Chesterton, yes, a name I invoke again often. He said that science should no more dictate a philosophy than a telephone should tell us what to say. This is the precise era of the atheistic celebrations of reason and science. Precisely what Chesterton said. They dictate a philosophy of atheism. Anybody, it would seem to me, should realize that science and reason can be under the employ of Joseph Mengele or Kim Jong-un. Reason and science may also be under the employ of the Christian churches our major universities, nearly all of which were founded by the church. Everybody seems to know this, but I guess the new atheist. Reason and science should definitely be celebrated. I think the advances of science and such are amazing, remarkable. Throughout history, even as now, reason and science have been worshipped by Greeks, Romans, the Enlightenment, the Renaissance, and now. And some time ago, the idea that reason became incarnate and came down to us and took on the form of flesh. As the Gospel of John says, chapter 1, verse 1, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. So reason may very well lead us to Scripture, tradition, and experience. What are your thoughts? Thanks.